Okay, so really quick, we're at Sonoma Trail. It's 48:38, 48:35. I'm not sure exactly. I'm gonna try and get this bit out here in the rain. You're in like a turn circle, so guest parking is gonna be a little bit complicated, but not completely out of the question because you've got, well, no, it'll be completely out of the question because you can't block that circle. So just have to park like a little bit further down probably. Just out of the question in front of the house anyways. Okay. Now, when we first come in, we have right off the front a half bath with pretty tall ceilings. Here. And then we've got our living room, dining room, kitchen. And I guess this would be kind of like a bar, not a wet bar because there's not a sink, but a bar. And then this is your Harry Potter closet. That's a pretty awesome Harry Potter closet. That is probably almost 3 feet. And then all of this. I want to try and dry my... Okay, yeah. The sprinkles are just on the front of my camera. I want to make sure it's not on the screen. This is a really good size living room. You could push your couch all the way back up and have, I don't know, probably 15... Is that wall there is probably, sorry, I'm taking my jacket off. This wall here is probably about 15 feet. These windows are 3 by maybe 6. So, I mean, really nice, really open, lots of space. This is a nice little touch. You could keep all kinds of stuff in there. And then this is our dining space, which probably best suited for a round table, but you could get a square in here or maybe even a rectangle. Let's see. Maybe 9.5 feet in total from here. So you won't be able to get the largest table in here, but island, you can probably put 2 bar stools here. They have a lot of outlets and they're higher up. Oh, I forgot to count the outlets at the last kitchen. Shame on me. These are soft close. Appliances look newer. I mean, the house is newer, so appliances look newer. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Teeny tiny little space there, but there's an outlet. And then this one has USB plugs. Let me go this way. We've got, oh, switches on this side. We've got washer dryer space. And a shelf for like your detergents and stuff. And this is kind of tall, I think. I guess if it's a top loader so you can like fully open the lid. And then more space here for pantry. It's pretty large. We go out here, let me see. So out here we have, pretty regular sized garage, water softener. You got a good 6, maybe 8 inches on either side. garage door opener, rainbird irrigation system, water heater, which is no date, probably original to the build of the house, so I'll check exactly when this house was built, but a couple years old. It's electric. Yeah, it's electric. And then the newer ones, these garage door openers, are smart, so you can download the app and then have your garage door opener on your phone. There's probably clickers somewhere too. One big sink. Disposal and some cleaning supplies. This door has blinds that raise and lower in the panel of glass, and then they also open and close. Backyard, pretty small, and I would say there's maybe like from the end of the patio to where it stops sloping down, there's maybe 3 feet, 4 feet. And then this is also in your backyard. Well, your view of your backyard. And there's just the little baby cover. Interesting. That's like another thermostat. I wonder if like the main one is upstairs. Yeah, I think the main one's upstairs, and so that tells you what the temperature is downstairs. I'm gonna take my shoes off. Try not to be a super spaz in this video. Okay, stairwell is gonna be a little bit tighter than Dakota, and probably, well, maybe similar to Dakota. Okay, so that's your regular thermostat. AC units in here. We've got, haven't made my way up here yet, but bedroom number 1. Cute. This is wainscoting. They've just added like the board and the trim and then painted inside. So should you not like this and want to remove the boards, you will also need to paint the lower half of the wall. I'm thinking this would probably be the best wall for a bed. And these are probably 2 foot squares. 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe 9 feet in total. 9.5. Nine and a half, I'm thinking. And then you would be able to put a dresser and a TV here. Sorry, that was so hard for my brain to compute. But I was like, how small is this? How big is that? Trying to like fast math it. 9.5, maybe 10 feet. That paint, so you know what color it is. And this is a deep, I wouldn't necessarily call it a walk-in closet, although I have stepped inside of it, but it's deep. It doesn't usually go, much deeper than that. So you can get quite a bit of stuff in there. AC is from February of 2022. This is a secondary drain line. February 2022. This would be your main drain line, and it's probably plumbed to a sink. So it can, wait, is it? Yeah, there's a bathroom right below this. This probably drains into that half bath sink. And then this would be your secondary drain line that you can flush. Look at me, I'm so smart. Okay, primary, yeah. Pretty good size room. This wall is black. It's got a little bit of blue to it. It's a very, very dark navy blue, but on camera it definitely shows up black. In person, I think it's more blue. The carpets are in really good shape. This is probably a more typical depth of a closet, and it's this whole wall. So it's separated into two, but it is the entire wall. I would imagine they probably had their dresser and TV on this wall because you got the coaxial cable right there. And then in between these two windows, you could do a king or queen size bed and two plugs, so nightstands on either side. And these doors, let's see if I can show you, they just have the little knob that fits in to the little groove. So they don't actually twist, they just pull and push. Primary bath. You've got double sinks, 4 drawers, 2 doors, and a spot for you to put like a little low bench for like a vanity. We got double outlets, so one over here, one here, some shelving, a nice garden tub, full size, not a miniature garden tub. And then you have a walk-in shower, and this is probably 4x4, maybe even a little bit larger than that. So make sure this isn't wet. I don't have wet socks. I think if I set this here, then you can kind of see how big it is, and it's a good height. Hopefully you could see me on the 0.5. You have an exhaust vent and a window. It's nice. And I guess there's another light. Okay, so yeah, one of these switches is for the exhaust vent. The other one is for these two lights together. Was the light flickering, or is that just me? No, the light is flickering a little bit. And then the other light switch is for these two. That's nice. I like it. Then we go over here and we have our secondary bath. This is going to be fiberglass surround and tub. Shower head's nice and high, super high actually. One sink, little vanity, outlet here and an outlet here. Linen storage. This is probably paint. I wonder if they were considering painting their bathroom and then just never did and then didn't go back and touch it up. But yeah, this is fiberglass and this is fiberglass. And our last bedroom, wrong switch. Why are you not turning on? There might be a remote for that. I don't know. Or it could be related to why the light in the shower is flickering. I'm not sure. Okay. Sorry, I've been getting really distracted in this house, but this tripped me out because there's the screen, but they had taken it out at one point and then didn't put it back in, but set it on the inside rather. So that's interesting. I think this is probably the exact same size as the other room. And the same closet setup. I'd do dresser, TV. They had a bed right here, and that's probably a queen size bed. And so you still had a little bit of space on that side, and then you could open that all the way and still get in and get out. So queen size bed from this little square to that little square. And if you wanted to, you could even still get like a small dresser there. You'd be able to get around. And then for space from there to the wall, you could do like a dresser there, still have a little bit of room, or just mount the TV. But the only thing that this is lacking is, for like what I've noticed that you guys like, is when the upstairs has a second living room or like a loft space. So this one doesn't have that, but the living room downstairs is pretty large. The dining room is just a little bit smaller. So I think this one's a pretty cool option. The house itself seems to be in really great shape.